If you're like me, you just really get tired of all that traffic on I-10 between Houston and San Antonio, I highly recommend doing a little detour and taking Alt 90 between those two cities. Along this highway are a number of cool places to stop and check out if you've got some extra time. My first stop is here in the town of Gonzales, Texas. It's one of the most important towns for Texas history. So Gonzales is one of the oldest Anglo settlements in Texas, established around the year 1825. This is the town where the Texas Revolution began. In the year 1835, after disputes between the Anglo settlers and Mexican authorities, a group of 100 Mexican soldiers were sent to retrieve the town's cannon. Now, back in those days, these cannons were vital to protect the town or defend the town against raids from Comanches that were still very abundant in those days. And so the settlers refused to return it, and tensions quickly rose. A flag was made with the words, "Come and take it," and a picture of a small cannon on it. This flag was flown at the first battle of the Texas Revolution in Gonzales. Later, during the siege of the Alamo, 32 men were sent to help, but all of them died in that effort. So it's my understanding that one of the cooler things to see in town is this Gonzales County Jail Museum. So let's go check it out. Looks comfortable, right? Plenty of shopping here in Gonzales, dotting the whole area around the main square. If you like antiques, gifts, plenty of options here. This is an example of one of the many historic homes you'll see in the town of Gonzales. This is the W.B. Houston house, built in 1895. Stunning home. So we're sort of continuing our survey of some of the old historic homes here in Gonzales. This is the J.P. Randall house, built in the year 1898. And then right across the street is a J.B. Kennard house, built in 1895. Another gorgeous Victorian home. This is the stunning Dilworth house, built in the year 1908. Beautiful live oaks in the front yard. One of the better known houses in town, I believe. Just another of the many gorgeous homes here in Gonzales. The O.B. Robertson house, built in 1913. Kind of got that classic southern mansion look. Kind of reminds me of Natchez, Mississippi. For sure, this town has one of the best collections of historic homes in Texas. And I haven't even taken pictures of all of them. Here's an 1885 home, T.N. Matthews. So if you take the historic driving tour around Gonzales, you get to see a lot of great treasures like this 1845 home. Now this looks like a frontier house. Wow. These were the men that defended Gonzales in order to keep the cannon that was there to help protect the town. Nice little museum here at the memorial. Lots of artifacts on display. So this is the cannon that was used to protect the town of Gonzales back in the 1800s. The Come and Take It cannon. So the story of this cannon is absolutely fascinating. It was actually buried in the dirt for over 100 years, where after a flood it was revealed and someone grabbed it and took it home and used it as a doorstop for several years. And it wasn't until the 1970s that someone spotted it and began to investigate this cannon's origins. And so there were certain features about this thing that were very distinctive and allowed them to figure out that this was indeed the Come and Take It cannon. Unbelievable, lost for like over 140 years. But there's some great work by some curious minds was revealed. So after the fall of the Alamo and the Goliad massacre, Sam Houston gathered what remained of the Texian army next to this oak tree, and I'm sure with a heavy heart, launched what is known as the Runaway Scrape. In that campaign, they burned down the town of Gonzales and San Felipe, and this was to prevent the Mexican army, who was in hot pursuit, to prevent them from being able to resupply their men. And so they began their long retreat across Texas to the east, where eventually they confronted Santa Anna's army just east of what is now Houston. But this is where they began that long retreat. So just right next to the Sam Houston oak is the Charles Broch's house. This sign says 1843. I've seen other information that says 1839. Either way, it's got to be one of the oldest houses in Texas. gorgeous home and setting.